Hello, Con.
Hey, Kevin, how's it going?
All right, mate, it's a bit late again, as usual, on my dinner.
I just had one from Biscuit. I'm dinner late. I'll be there now in a minute. I'll be there now.
How you keeping, mate?
All right. Oh,
Is that hay fever or just snotty nose?
just a running nose I've had for about 45 years.
No,
Too much salt water up it, I think.
there's a name for that. I can't remember. My daughter gets it. It's constant hay fever.
Yeah, it's not hay fever at all. I don't feel my eyes are not
Yeah,
watering, and I just got a
yeah.
runny nose. Oh, here we go. Prima's coming in as well. Wow, this is a full version tonight. Did you check the Silver Surfers that we did?
I started watching it and realised, shit, I got to eat the rest of my dinner and get online.
Did you watch the intro?
I did. Obviously, your techniques are getting better, Con.
Yeah, I think so as well.
A lot better.
Mm.
Definitely more recognisable faces.
Yeah, I was quite pleased with him. Yeah,
Yeah, very good.
did a lot of work on it. I was
Yeah,
quite well done, you.
yeah. Is it getting easier to do, or the program's better, or what?
I think if you work with an AI all the time, not all the time, but most of the
Yeah.
time. Hey, Mike, nice
Thank
duck.
you. Can't beat a duck.
Nice. Yeah. And you work with AI all the time, it gets used to your way of asking, perhaps, I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, probably.
So, that was Mike, alright?
Yeah, good. Thanks. You?
Alright, fine, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
you've
good.
been busy, Mike, online again.
Yeah,
Gotta keep 'em on their toes, mate.
Yeah,
yeah,
fighting the
well,
cause.
well done, man. I like the one about the George. Fucking well done.
Uh, the only thing is now I got to find all the evidence for it.
Ah, fuck
I
yeah.
know that's as I said in my response. These plots of land, people lose the original title deeds, and then you're bloody screwed.
But I did have some. Somebody showed me some time ago. I'll have to go and
Yeah,
see if she still got them. There wasn't so much of a title deed. It was more of uh, it it sort of belonged to the George, the land, and the Beaufort, and it was sort of given to the fishermen for a market, that area, when they
right.
took when they built the railway. So that's what it was. But they've got a habit of just taking stuff.
Well,
Hmm.
the council take anything.
Yeah,
Yeah. If it's not used for 2 days, they take it.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. No,
and as I
it's
said, it costs you a fortune to fight the case.
yeah, yeah.
People just don't bother.
No, I mean the thing is, it's a gradual process, isn't it?
Yeah,
That things disappear.
Meter by meter.
Well,
in Gower, it's gone.
they tried to nick I forgot the name of the bay now for some reason. Lang,
Langland
no,
Bay
bracelet.
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 Okay, I was
Yeah,
on
yeah. They said that was theirs, but like it was never ever theirs. But they still put their thing down as if they were going to do this, that, and the other. There, they were going to build this, do that, and it just wasn't their land. And never.
it.
But there's no name or no face behind anything. It's somebody, some invisible person somewhere who comes up with these ideas.
Yeah.
So
Well, you just look on.
their car parking is illegal or law. So
Say again?
the car park they have in Bracelet isn't on their land then.
No, it's on common ground.
But they got the right to put an enterprise up on it.
Yeah,
Well, they probably can now, because if you fence the land off and use it for your own use, which is car parking spaces, you could claim the land is yours. That's how I lost my garden in my office.
yeah.
Yeah, at least 10 years in uninterrupted use by the person who's making the claim.
Hmm. Yeah.
Bastards.
Okay.
I'll say, what goes around comes around.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll leave it at that for now.
Well, in Gower, you see, you got two people. There's the Beaufort estate, and then you got Penrice estate, who claim to own everything, but they lost the deeds in a big fire of 19 whatever it was. So if anybody tries to make an entrance into a new house or a field across a bit of grassy strip, they just come out and say, right, okay, well, that's ours. We want 20 grand. And you say, well, prove it. Oh, we don't have to prove it. We'll see you in court. And it's £20,000 a day. So you may as well give us £20,000 now and save you all the grief.
Yeah.
And most people just fold and just give them the money.
It's a bit awkward. Although I've had quite a few people writing to me with little snippets of information, so it's looking good. I've got quite a few stories of what people have written about it.
Yeah. There's got a thing called prescribed use, which if it has been used for a given number of years for a particular use, then can be a claim, like the George could claim that it's always been used for car parking, regardless, and therefore it must continue to be used for car parking because we have had a right to use it as car parking.
Well, it is a car park, but they're charging for it now.
Who are?
They're charging to park there now.
Yeah, who's charging? The council or the George?
Council.
Even if you're having a meal or something at a George, you got to pay to park your car.
Yeah.
Fuck
The
it.
George haven't fought it then. They can't be asked.
Well, they can't buy it because it doesn't belong to anybody.
Well, it does belong to somebody who just lost the deeds.
No, it was given as communal ground, I believe. So,
Would it be registered then? All that is registered.
Well, yeah,
the land registry.
But they lost a lot of stuff in the great flood of.
No,
Like they all do. Like the Penrice said, lost all the paperwork in whenever it was.
Yeah, I think it was 1986 or 1976. They had a flood apparently, and for a main burst in Civic, and they lost a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, but the land registry is kept somewhere else.
Well, I don't know. I understood it was there then.
No, it'll be. It wouldn't have been in any council building. I'm bloody sure of that.
Yeah, well, no. So then somebody will have it then. I mean,
yeah.
But you can be sure that they won't have it. But the problem is, they've like, if you recall last year, they put a big chair there.
Yeah.
Now I did question that, and I didn't but I just wondered now if that's got something to do with anything, whether it was just testing the water.
Yeah, they would have done.
Yeah. So,
you know, they are. It's the same for all councils. They try and grab any land they can get their hands on.
They're a devious bunch, aren't
they? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't understand. They could have it, but why not say the money collected goes to charity or something? Yeah, you know.
They would have to defeat the purpose of them having the land there when they'd have to work for it and not get the receipts.
The weird thing is, Con, they've got two big poles up there. They've repainted all the lines, done all this, that, and the other. And if you ask to do that, they say they can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they get
it stinks, obviously.
It's well over £2 million they get from parking in this area of Gower, sort of thing. In this round, with Langland, Caswell, and Mumbles.
Is George not bothered about losing it then?
I don't know if they can say something because the George is leased to somebody. So
the easiest thing to do is if you go on land registry and put what's it called, three small words or whatever.
Yeah.
And try and search the title deeds. It'll tell you if it's got a title deed or not.
I know. I don't know if I'll do it. I get somebody to do it, but last time it cost me money to do it. So
it does cost you money. It costs you, I think it's £8 now.
8.
Yeah.
The last one we had was a map of Gower before with the area of outstanding beauty marked on it, the official map, and that cost us £80 from, was it Somerset House, one in Kew?
Oh yeah.
Whatever it's called.
That's a big area to get a copy of.
There was one map with it all marked. but the
Yeah.
council said that it had moved inadvertently
Welcome home, Grand Voyager.
when they
Oh.
changed when they digitalized it. When they digitalized it, instead of doing it with some sort of digital thing, they had somebody drawing lines on it, and they said, "Oh, they must have put the lines in the wrong place."
Yeah.
That's how it is, and that's how it stands now.
Yeah, the land registry title deeds is not an official title of who owns the land. If you read the small print on the bottom, it's a guide. It's only a guide. The line could be anywhere. And I know for a fact that everyone I've ever looked at has never been in the right place.
Yeah.
Because the lines are drawn from aerial mapping, and they draw a line through the middle of a hedge. Well, the hedge may have been on someone else's land. Hedge may have not have been the centre line of the boundary line. So all these things are all to cock.
That's interesting, because
Seriously, cock.
I applied for planning permission years back now to build a boundary wall, and the council came out and they said we had blackthorn hedges, and I wanted to build a wall outside it on the edge up to the edge of the pavement, and he said you can't build it there. He said because he measured with his scale rule the distance from on the plan from the curb line to where the boundary was, and he said the boundary is in the middle of the hedge, and
That's
he
what they
said
always
the
do.
hedge is
Yeah.
about 3 foot wide. So he said if you build the wall where you want to build it, you'll be taking 18 inches of council land. So I said,
That's bollocks, you see.
but
I know.
but
Yeah.
today I know full well that if I asked today, they would say, yeah, fair enough, carry on, because they don't want the ground to maintain.
Yeah.
Because now I can ring them and tell them, come and cut your hedge, whereas I
Yeah.
used to cut it for years.
Yeah. No, land registry's got a lot to answer for, because what they did in the early 80s, they digitized all the maps, and in doing so, they lost all the written information that was drawn on the maps, like the boundary of the house is 110 feet from, a manhole cover in the middle of the road or whatever.
Yeah.
So there was defined distances, but they
Mm.
just digitized it, drew a red line around the boundary of what they thought was the boundary of the house, and that was it.
Mm.
And a lot of them are so bloody wrong, you wouldn't believe it.
It's funny though, isn't it? They're not so willing to take on roads and things that don't belong to anybody that need repairs and everything.
Oh, I know.
They won't take them on, will they? Or
No.
even I know we could say potholes, that's the easy one, but in your area, ditches and things like that, they won't take them and say no.
Oh, no,
It
they
belongs to us.
big arguments.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
There's a little lane at the end of our Monksland Road, which used to be called Muddy Back. It was just a muddy bit of road which joined the main road to Monksland Road, which is a council road. But when they built the new houses, they ended up somebody did it. We're not quite sure who did it, and we still don't know who owns the join between the old road and the new road. But it's a new bit of road. But no one's don't know who's done it. I think the developer did it at his own cost, but it was never registered with anybody. This goes on all the time.
So, how was your holiday, Biscuit?
Good. Amazing variation in weather.
Yeah, you had a lot,
Where
didn't
did you
you?
go?
Bloody incredible. It started off with shirt, jumper and jacket to go out, and then ended up in a t-shirt on his own. And we were virtually almost being blown over the first few days. But and then absolutely flipping scorching. I must have
Where did you
sweat.
go?
Pardon?
Where did you go?
Well, we worked our way up to Berwick on Tweed, which was sort of on the border of Scotland.
Is
So
that the same place as Berwick-on-Tweed?
Berwick on Tweed, yeah.
I've never been up that area. It's supposed to be nice.
Yeah, it's further north you got, it was nicer. Some of the places south were a bit grotty. I wouldn't bother returning there. But all experience.
Yeah.
I had a confession to make last week, Biscuit. If you'd watched last week's Silver Surfers, you would have seen it. But you obviously haven't, otherwise you know about it. So I think it was only Con. When I was doing the disc things with Emma, sort of going over them, stop laughing, Con. I said, "Oh, you've charged it for 2 discs that weren't there." She said, "No, they're all there." I said, "No, there's 2 missing." And I told her the names. And she said, "Yeah, they were there." She said, "If you look on the Langland webpage, they're there because Biscuit took a photo of them." I said, "Oh, well, they're not on the post." I said, I went up to check and they weren't there. I said, "Well, that's weird." So I came home, looked everywhere, couldn't see anything. And I got, I had them in a cardboard box.
Yeah, well, I put them in the cardboard box.
Oh, well, it was you then, was it? Right, it was your box then. When I at the bottom of them, there's 2 flaps. When I lifted the flaps,
All right.
they were underneath.
Bloody hell.
So it's I can't remember who it is now. It's one that we all know. One is Chris Hansard. We all know him. Do we?
Chris Hansen.
Hansard.
Oh no.
And the other one is Trevor Lewis, who was a lifeguard down in England.
All right.
Yeah, so confession time. So I got them. So we got a few more for that. So I put the other lot in, so they should be ready because somebody was on about wanting them, and they keep kicking up a fuss. So hopefully they may be ready by July the 13th, or whenever she mentioned it, June the 13th. So anyway, they're all done.
Great.
And she's redoing the Lloydie one.
Yeah.
There we are.
Have you tried getting the old one out yet?
No, well, we haven't tried to get it out. It may as well stay there.
Yeah.
I got a feeling who took out. Remember John Honey's? Well, I never saw it, but it was gone by the time I went up there. But I got a feeling who took out the John Honey disc because there was a wrong year on it. But there we are.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, all sorted. So that's it. So yeah. So I was saying to I don't know. You may have noticed. I wrote down it's about 400,000 people have seen it now. So I just estimated how many people go by there in a day.
Right.
When I was up there, I was there for about an hour, and I counted about 100 people. So in my estimate then, well, just over an hour, was there'd be about 500 a day go past there, which I think is probably a fair estimate. If it was sometimes.
I just put a couple of new pictures up on Google Maps as well.
Yeah.
The ones you took, Mike, when you went up to do the sticking,
Right.
I put I put two or 3 up.
Oh, that's good, but I don't really look at Google Maps much.
No, but the comers do. Yeah. It's amazing, right? Do you know? I'm a guide for Google Maps, right? You know how many views I've got globally?
No.
5 million.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you know the best one I've got? The best one I've got, right, is 1,200,000 views, and it's. Ask what it is. Tell me what it is.
Swansea Station.
No.
I had to guess anyway.
No, a fucking supermarket.
All right.
Because people are looking for the nearest supermarket, aren't they?
All right. Yeah.
It's not they look at it because they like it. It's because they're looking for something. And that's my job as a Google guy, is to tell people where they are and how friendly the people are and whatever,
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm on Google Maps now. I can't find anything.
Click on Roller Slade,
Yeah.
photo in Rollerstead. It's got a little photo item on Google.
You have little photos of all different places, like
Yeah, and you have to scroll down that.
the toilets, whatever.
My Google Maps didn't show me any bloody photographs.
Well, as we said last week, last time, kept on it, you know.
They won't do it on my map, will it?
Mm.
We went off to Tredegar House today. I've never been there.
Oh, it's quite good there.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
interesting little place.
yeah, we stayed there. But a funny story about that place, because when we were breaking the trip up to come home when we'd been away, because there's a caravan site on the grounds of Tredegar House, and the gates to the site were locked because there's a bit of friction between the site and the people that work in Tredegar House. And so what you have to do, you can, there's a pedestrian place that you can get through, but you can't get a vehicle through there. So you've got to walk, you've got to stop by the gates and then walk to the site. They will give you a key, walk all the way back, which is great if it's dry, but it's quite a distance. So when I got there, they said, "Oh, there's somebody's already been and taken the gate." So taken the key, sorry. So I thought, shit, I must have walked past them. So when I got back to the gate, there was a woman sitting on the floor with her flipping, her head was pissing with blood, and she done the padlock and pushed the gate the wrong way. And instead of pushing or something, or she pulled or something, and the gate then met the resistance, and then because it was a big steel gate, and it went shot back and smacked her in the head, and she was she was pissing with blood, and her husband wasn't too happy. So yeah, so I always think of that when I get. I always think to myself, thank Christ I didn't flip and open it, because it would have bound to have happened to me. Because when you go to a door, you always push instead of pull, and it's always the wrong choice you make. And it would have bound to have happened to me, so I'd have had the smack in the head. But she had to go to hospital because it was so bad. She had to have
Bloody hell.
stitches.
All doors should open inwards, but there are a few that are the wrong way around.
Yeah, well,
Probably one
I
of the
got,
designs.
yeah, I've often gone to places, and you think the golden rule should always be that you should push a door to get out, because if there's a fire,
Yeah.
you can't pull a door to get out because there's normally be 50 people behind you. But there's numerous places that I've been that doors don't open the right way.
Yeah, that's fire doors, isn't it? But other doors, like house doors, always open inwards, don't they?
Normally.
I don't know, it varies, doesn't it?
And not many house doors open outwards unless they're in a porch or something, do they?
Yeah, but a
'Cause you
door
can't
hasn't got to
get
be
Front door opens inwards, yeah.
a door hasn't got to be a fire door if you've got to get out in a hurry, is it?
Yeah, no, I keep a noses, I think. But I thought all fire doors had to open outwards, but
Yeah.
that was only.
Well, they open in the direction you would travel to leave the building, but
Well,
not
yeah.
in domestic houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that isn't always the case, though, Rob. You
I
know,
know.
I always think toilets should open outwards when you're coming out.
All new toilets should. Old ones always quite often open inwards for space, because they
Yeah.
open onto a corridor or open to something else.
The other thing is, like, a lot of people today, is particularly with the toilet door, will kick the door open
Yeah.
rather than touch it, because you've seen some dirty get having a crap and then walking straight out. So you don't want to touch the handle after him.
Well, the
But
thing is, if most toilets in most houses and in most places, if you fall on the floor, like have an epileptic fit or something, no one will ever open the door to get you out.
no,
door opens outwards, it can open the door and drag you out.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the main reason.
yeah.
Didn't that happen with that South African who shot his wife 3 or 4 times?
That's
Yeah.
it, yeah,
Victor, whatever his name was.
yeah,
Is that the guy with the
Allegedly.
springy leg guy?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, funny enough, the number 26, the coffee shop up the road, not 26, Mumbo's Coffee, that door opens outwards onto the road. And I've always found that a very strange thing. You know, because it opens out of the road, and the road is obviously not there. It's a pavement, is it?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm.
So I just found that a bit odd. And everybody tries to, when they're coming into it, they always try to push it open.
Yeah.
Mm.
There's
And
a
it's
few
full.
places like that, if they're on close to the pavement, and you think, oh, it's got to open inwards. And of course, you full force push the door inwards, and crap, it didn't go inwards. It's
Yeah.
moving outwards.
They're great if there's a big wind up, isn't it? You know, you open the door and you fly out with the handle.
Yeah, yeah. Or what happens a lot is, and it's happened to me coming out of a toilet, and I'll kick the door open, and a couple of times somebody's been just about to grab the handle to open it, and you smacked him in the hand.
Broken hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
I think gone are those days for me when I try to get out of the toilet. Mind you, when we went to St. Pierre on this golf thing a couple of weeks ago, and the guy we shared a room with, I heard, help, help. Oh, what's up with him? Help, help. And you know the little grub screw on the back of the door that holds the handle in? They come loose, and he couldn't open the door. And he didn't know about how to do it with the coin or anything, or scissors or something. So I had to educate him then how to open the door. He said, "What? You could open that from the outside as well?" I said, "Yes."
Yeah.
It was a bit of a strange thing, but there you go.
Yeah.
That's what happens, isn't it?
Help, help.
Hell yeah, help, help.
Yeah.
I thought, hello, what's his game?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So,
Strange things.
what's your cat trailer like in the rain? Trailer, sorry, that's the wrong word. Your fan in the rain. Does it keep you awake?
What's
That's
that?
directed at you, Biscuit.
All right, yeah, yeah, but sometimes it's weird. I mean, I think it varies. Like it's all, I suppose. Sometimes you were fast asleep, and Marion will say in the morning, "Did you hear the rain last night? Or did you hear the thunder last night?" No, I didn't hear a thing. And then other times, then you'll hear a click, and you're awake. But sometimes it can be, I don't know, therapeutic. Sometimes you get a bit knocked because if it's really hammering down. But and other times, like I remember when we were up by John O'Groats once, and I'd never known wind like it, and I thought, shit, this thing is going to go over in a minute during the night. We're in a Dunnet Bay, I think it's called, wide open place, and the wind was flipping howling, and I was literally bricking it, thinking this thing is going to go over in a minute, and I'm thinking, if it goes over, where am I going to end up? And but
It's like when you're
this,
driving in the wind, then it didn't it throw you all over the road.
oh yeah, you know, you've got a it's a two-hand job on the steering wheel, and particularly when lorries are overtaking you when it's blowing,
Mm.
because I mean this thing is like 10 foot high. So when it's blowing, particularly certain places, certain motorways, and certain bridges that you cross. So
Is there a recommended wind speed you shouldn't be driving in?
I've never looked for that, to be honest. I've got a thing on the windscreen showing what height it is. I think it's something like 3.2 meters or something. And and I may have sort of exaggerated that a little bit to be on the safe side. But then sometimes I've gone under a bridge and I've suddenly thought, shit, I didn't look at the height of that then.
Mhm.
And but you do see people. Most of the stuff that I go under is, there's probably lorries been under there, so they are a lot higher than me. But there have been times when I thought, shit, I didn't look at that. But touch wood, I've been lucky.
Mm.
You don't see many of them off falling over, though, do you?
In the wind.
I've seen a couple of videos where they've been blown over, but I would have thought, you know, lorries are a lot bigger, or big vans,
Well,
and they probably,
caravans are more likely, aren't they?
I would have thought so, because they are pretty light.
Yeah.
At least this thing is, is 4.5 ton. So I suppose it'll take a bit of wind, but
You got that's on a normal license, yeah?
no, like we wouldn't be able to drive it now. I've had to have a medical when I hit 70,
Yeah.
which you've got to do every 3 years to be able to drive it.
I've
So
same as the HGV over here then.
when we passed our driving test, assuming we all passed it when we were like 17 or 18, we automatically got a C1 on our driving license. But if you don't need it, and you don't even notice it, I don't suppose, if you don't drive anything over 3.5 ton, you automatically lose the C1 unless you have a medical. And there's probably hundreds of people driving around, over 70 that have never done the medical. And there's probably people in their 30s and 40s driving around. They shouldn't be driving vehicles over 3.5 ton.
Mm.
But and then
Yeah,
all of a sudden, then the insurance will come along, and when you've had to make a claim, and they'll say,
yeah,
"Did you realise you weren't covered to drive this vehicle?"
yeah,
Hmm.
because they've been subtly changing those driving license things over the years, haven't they?
Yeah.
Withdrawing bits and pieces without
Yeah.
really telling everybody.
Yeah,
Because the motorcycle one has changed as well now.
Because when I got my test, like everybody else, you could drive a caravan as well with a caravan. Didn't
Yeah,
have to pass a caravan license.
yeah,
no,
we
I
got to
think
get that. Yeah,
I
But,
I, I don't honestly know about a caravan. I mean, obviously,
trailer,
yeah.
trailer.
It's called a
yeah.
trailer. Anything you tow.
Mm.
Mm,
But that was useful over here for me when I was working on the roads, because I was driving a big, not a lorry, but a consequential van with a steamroller of about 3 tons on the trailer at the back.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So you
yeah,
had to learn really how to do that, how to drive it basically. You had to
yeah,
really take your time, I had to take my time and got it in the end.
yeah.
But
More
then,
fun. Go on then.
but when I stopped working and it came to renewing my license for something or other, I just knew when I got, oh no, it was during that time perhaps. But they wanted me to do a medical, and I really couldn't be fucking bothered because it didn't bother me at all if I had a license for a remorque or not, or a trailer or not. So it didn't bother. So I just got a normal license now.
Yeah, yeah, but you'd probably revert back to a normal license anyway if you didn't. It's like when I started work for BT, you had to, well, you didn't have to, but you were encouraged to do heavy goods training.
Yeah,
And it was, at the time, it was a class 3 heavy goods. So it was the biggest lorry, I mean, I used to drive, it was a 10-ton lorry, the one that's with the big drill on the back of it for putting
yeah,
poles up. And I used to flipping hate that thing with a passion. I was flipping terrified of it. Well, not terrified, but I just didn't like the job. And because it was flipping dangerous.
yeah.
And but it was just something that you had to do. And I mean, I was saying the other day, funnily enough, that I remember driving the drive-through Port Talbot, and it was traffic parked either side of the road, and I stopped to let these cars through, and the driving instructor said to me, "What are you doing?" And he didn't hold back. What the fuck are you doing stopping? And I said, "I'm letting the cars through. You bigger than them." He said, "Make those bastards stop." And that was the theory. And then I always remember going for my driving test, which you had to go to Neath to drive, and then did the driving test, and I thought, oh, I failed that, bound to have failed. And then you stop, and then you have about 20 questions. And I always remember one of the questions, when you come into a bend, and you've got the chevron signs. And he said there was one sign like with one chevron on it, or two or something, and one with 6 chevrons on it. And he said, "What's the difference between a sign with 2 chevrons and a sign with 6 chevrons?" Oh, I said, "I don't know."
4.
And he said, "Yeah." And he said, "Do you think that the one with 6 chevrons could mean that it's a sharper bend?" So I said, "No." "Try again," he said. So I said, "Yes, that's right," he said.
You got it right in the second time, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a neighbour down the road. He drives HGVs, and he did a lot back and forth to France, and he got to this transport delivery place, and he said to the lad who's with him, "Right, I'm going to go and get the booked in. Just reverse it into the space." He said, "Oh," he said, "we didn't do reversing." He said, "What do you mean you didn't do reversing?" "Oh, you don't do reversing on the test now," he said.
What?
He just looked at him. He said, "I can't believe this." He said, "Don't do." No, he said, "Never done it. Never did reversing. We didn't have
Oh,
to
he
do
did
it."
he did an HCV test and he didn't do reversing.
Yeah, he didn't have to. They were so desperate to get people to pass the test because they were sure.
No.
He didn't actually have to do bloody reversing. He lost the plot. He
Yeah.
couldn't believe it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
one thing reversing a fixed lorry, but you put a flipping trailer on the back of
I
it and
know.
you've got to
Yeah.
reverse
He
that.
said that's the hardest part of driving an Arctic. He said
That's
it's
right.
reversing it,
Yeah.
and yet they didn't
Yeah.
teach him how to do it.
No.
He couldn't believe it. It just,
That's incredible.
I used to hate it when you used to arrive at the site and you got your van and you got your fucking big steamroller, a big roller on the back, and you could feel the people because some places you got to reverse the trailer in and all this kind of stuff. And when it's hard work, you could feel the people stop working just to watch you reverse it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's big game,
Yeah.
Is he going to do it? Is he not? Is he not? And if he do it first time,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it is. People stop, don't they, and watch. And some people are brilliant at it,
Yeah.
and do it first time, and then others, then you can see it's the same as on a site, and and a caravan pulls up, and you think, oh, it looks pretty new, and then they pitch the caravan, which takes a motorhome is dead easy. It's done in 5 minutes. But a caravan takes a bit longer. But then they get the awning out, and you sit back with a bottle of beer in your hand and think this will be fun now. And you see within 10 minutes, the bloke and his missus are fit to kill each other because they can't work out how to do it. And sometimes it's pissing down, and sometimes it's flipping boiling, and it's good entertainment. You've got less than a minute.
So I'm not coming back. I've been bullied by Mr. Mike Raddick to go down the same day.
What?
okay.